How to play Mexican train dominoes. The objective of the game is to have the lowest score at the end of the game. Each round ends when one of the players has played all of the dominoes. Each round begins with different double tiles in the middle of the hub. The dominoes that goes in the center is called the engine. The first round starts with the double 12. The second round starts with the double 11 and so on down to the double 0. The beginning double domino is set to the side while players are drawing dominoes. Players take dominoes and place them on the domino holder so that other opponents cannot see them. Depending on how many players are playing, the number of dominoes drawn at the start varies. The remaining dominoes are pushed to the side and these dominoes make up the boneyard. The set-aside double 12 domino with hub is placing in the middle. On the first turn, all players can play as many dominoes as they can starting from the engine tile. On the first turn, players can build only one line known as the player's train. The first domino in the train must have an adjacent side that matches the engine, and each domino after that, one must have an adjacent matching end to each domino preceding it. The train can be any number of dominoes. The trains can turn in different directions or can be placed parallel to each other to save space, but it cannot block the trains of other players. If a player does not have a domino that matches the engine to create a train token is placed at the point in their hub marking where their train would have extended out. A train token marks this spot as a public train. In subsequent rounds, if a player cannot play even after drawing any tiles of domino, he must open his train by placing a train token on his train, making it public. Any player can add dominoes to public train, except during the first turn. The train that is not marked is private and only the owner of this train can add tiles to it. If your train is public and you can play a domino on it during your turn, you can remove the token to make your train private again. Let's take a short break for a gift for you. Queensell provides you a discount on all products. Look for the coupon in the description of this video. All products are available on Amazon or the brand website queensell.com. Also on the website, you can find free printable instructions and game tricks. Let's get back to the rules. After first round, when all players have placed all possible dominoes on the table, the turn goes to the first player. From the second turn, the players can only play one domino per turn with the exception of playing a double domino. And they may add a domino on their private train or a public train. Player 4 is unable to play on his train and has to draw a domino from the boneyard. The domino drawn does not match the side, and he has placed a train token to make it public. The turn goes back to player 1, but player 1 cannot play on his private train and he is playing on public train. The second player cannot play on his private train and public train, so he pulls a domino out of the boneyard and it matches his own train and he immediately plays it. If in the boneyard no more dominoes, the player should open his private train. Tiles with the same numbers on both ends are named a double. If you play a double, you must play another tile immediately afterward. This is called satisfying the double. If a player does not have a tile to satisfy the double, he can play on any public train or open his train for public. If he is unable to do that, he should mark his train as public. And the obligation to satisfy the double continues to the next player and so on until the double is satisfied. An additional Mexican train may be started by any player after the first turn and only one by a player. Additional Mexican trains are always marked as public and never becomes private. If a player has one tile left, he should indicate this by tapping the tile on the table or announcing it. The round ends when players place their last tile or when nobody has a playable domino and the boneyard is empty. The round ends. At the end of the game, each player adds up the total number of pips on their remaining tiles. The double blank domino is worth 50 points. The goal is to have the lowest score possible. Write down the scores of all players in a scorebook. After this, You can gather up all the dominoes, shuffle them, and start to play the next round with the next lowest engine. At the end of the final round, add up all the points, and the player with the lowest score is the winner.